morning and welcome to revision class. Today we have to take the third lecture on electric charges and field. Okay, and in this regard we will discuss something about Gauss law. Before we discuss Gauss law, is a very important. Every year in CBSE board paper, whenever you observe, you see that at least one or two, sometimes even three questions come from the same chapter, from the same topic, even Gauss law. Therefore, it is very, very important topic, and to understand this, it is better to see what are the ingredients of, what are the components of that Gauss law. They are the area vector, and second is electric flux. Okay, let me discuss one by one. First, we take area vector. In the explanation of many physical phenomena, we come across the situation where we not only need the magnitude of surface area, but also we need its direction, that in which direction it is approaching. In fact, the direction of a planar area vector is specified by the normal to that plane. We can very easily see this is a two-dimensional plane, this is three-dimensional. Of course, you can see this is surface type something, some spherical object or some curved type object, three-dimensional. It is two-dimensional. Its normal is S, and this is normal area vector. We can call it as N into S. S is the area magnitude of this area, and small n is the unit vector in that area. Unit vector in the normal to this surface. Here again, this is given three-dimensional surface, and we have a small section, a small surface area S, and here for this surface the normal to this particular portion is your N. It is unit vector, and the surface area is represented as N into S. Okay, this is what we have, the area vector. Along with the area vector, the next thing is your electric flux. What is electric flux itself? Electric flux is in fact that gives us the net electric strength passing normally through a given surface. Okay, normally through a given surface means it can measure in fact the total number of electric lines of force passing normally through a given area. This is a very, very important thing. Anything could be assigned. Suppose we are having this surface area and this is its normal. Okay, all those electric lines of force which passes normally through this surface will measure some quantity that gives us the concept of electric flux. Okay, let me think that suppose it is placed in a place where we have electric field which is other than the normal of which direction is other than the normal to this plane, like this, and where the normal to this plane is like this, you can see here electric field and this normal means the area vector has some angle. In that case, we have to take that component of this electric field which is parallel to this red pen. Red pen means normal to the field, normal to the plane. Okay, let us understand. Electric flux through a given area held inside an electric field is the measure of total number of electric field lines passing normally through that area. In fact, it determines the net electric field strength. Remember, it determines the net electric field strength passing through a given area in normal direction. It is a scalar product of electric field and area vector. Scalar product, remember. And we write is d phi equal to d phi e equal to E ds. E is the electric field strength and ds is the area surface area which we are concerning about, and then ds cos theta, where theta is the angle between E and ds. Remember, phi e, that is electric flux, is a scalar quantity. It is a scalar quantity, and to make it diagrammatically, we can just remove only this portion and let us see that how diagrammatically it is expressed. suppose we have this surface, and there are several electric lines of force which may pass through it. You can see they are all passing normally, and here this is electric vector in fact, and here this is ds and this is ds vector. You can see the angle between them is theta equal to 0, because the electric field vector and this area vector, they are parallel to each other. Okay, let us take another case. I am taking the same surface. First, electric fields are now totally normal now. Here again, we have not changed the position of the surface. ds remain the same. You can very easily observe now it makes some angle between E and ds. Okay, and here in the previous case we have d phi E equal to E ds cos 0, that is just E ds. And second case, d phi E equal to E ds cos theta, because the theta is prominently observed. Here theta is 0, but here it is not 0. And this is the two cases corresponding to these two diagrams. Okay, this is how we have explained इलेक्ट्रिक फ्लक्स. अब इलेक्ट्रिक फ्लक्स हो गया, एरिया वेक्टर हो गया, तो हमारा जो मेन टॉपिक है वो क्या है, गॉस थ्योरम. ठीक है, तो अब हमको पूरा भी जाना पड़ेगा सो दैट वी कैन हैव द न्यू थिंग अबाउट द गॉस थ्योरम. द गॉस लॉ ऑफ इलेक्ट्रोस्टैटिक्स, as the definition we have already said, that when some charge is enclosed by a surface, then the electric flux passing through that surface is 1 upon epsilon naught times the net charge enclosed by the surface. Okay, the closed surface. That means, suppose we are having one big ball, maybe it is not a ball, but it is in fact a shell, spherical shell. Inside it is totally hollow. There we use a small marble piece, very small. And you know, when we just shake it, then we can very easily get some knocking sound. It is very obvious. Here, if we assume that that marble is located exactly at the center of that bigger shell, then it is the situation like that. Okay, and that marble is a charged object. Here it is a charged object, and we can just observe that it is enclosed by a closed surface. It is enclosed by a closed surface. Okay, and then the electric flux linked to this surface will be given by charge enclosed divided by epsilon naught. Okay, how we prove it? It is the definition. You can just go through, see the video repeatedly and then make your notes. Okay, now what is the proof of it? How we prove this? For this we consider a charge Q is enclosed by a spherical surface of radius r. Okay, and on its surface there is small surface element ds. Its area vector is ds at point P. Then what we have, the electric flux according to definition is E ds. I am not defining the definition of this Gauss law, but I am defining the definition of electric flux. It is E d phi equal to E ds. we have just explained previously. Okay, now after having this, you can just have, if we take only phi, then we have to integrate. Then surface integration is made, EDS and EDS cos theta, and then E is separated from ds because it is independent of this. I am separating it, and the value of electric field at a distance r, as given in the first second article of the chapter, it is 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught q upon r square that we have put, and ds, as the integration of ds means it is total surface area. Total surface area is your 4 pi r square. 4 pi cancel out, and we are left with q upon epsilon naught. We have q upon epsilon naught. This is what we have, the general idea about the thing. Okay, this is how we prove Gauss theorem. Okay, let us see. I am removing all these things so that we can get the concept of some applications of Gauss theorem. Okay. Yes. Now let us see two important applications of Gauss law. I must remind you before we discuss that some of the applications have been removed from the syllabus in the revised CBSE syllabus. Okay, and in my previous lecture we have seen all those things, but here we have not to discuss such thing like that is electric field due to a spherical shell inside, outside, on the surface, etc. That is not there. At the same time, we will not discuss the derivation of Coulomb's law from Gauss law. That is important for your other exam or future physics, but you can take it only from my previous lecture. Okay, link will be given to it. Okay, now let us come to the main topic, that is electric field due to a long straight charge wire and electric field due to a uniformly infinite charge wire, charge plane. We will take one by one. Suppose we have to take, it is the electric field due to a long charged wire, a very long charged wire. Okay, that is given. It is a straight wire, naturally a very long. Suppose I am considering, let the cross-sectional view of this. It is a very long wire, and we don't know the exact length of this. To find out electric field at any distance, say here up to this distance, what we do, we have to make a Gaussian cylinder, a Gaussian surface which surrounds a part of a section of that long wire. Okay, as you can see, my fingers are there, which is surrounding some portion of this long wire, and therefore this is our Gaussian cylinder of length L. Here we have to construct a cylinder, Gaussian cylinder of length L, which is finite number, number one. Its radius is that distance r where we have to find the electric field due to this charged wire, this entire wire. ठीक है, इसके लिए देखिए हमने क्या किया, यहाँ पर एक लॉन्ग वायर में से एक छोटा सा पोर्शन ले लिया, फाइनाइट लेंथ L ले लिया, जिसके ऊपर एक सिलेंडर हमने अपने आप से कंस्ट्रक्ट किया, और इसका डिस्टेंस कितना रखा, रेडियस कितना रखा सिलेंडर का r. इसी सिलेंडर में कोई पॉइंट P ले लिया जो सरफेस पे पड़ता है, तो उस पे इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड का डायरेक्शन और एरिया वेक्टर का डायरेक्शन दोनों पैरेलल है. जैसे हमने देखा कि यहाँ पे इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड का वेक्टर भी डायरेक्शन भी होगा जो सरफेस एरिया का डायरेक्शन होगा, लेकिन ऐसे एक ऊपर का भी प्लेन है, तो यहाँ पे इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड तो ऐसे ही रहेगा, लेकिन आपका सरफेस का डायरेक्शन जो है, एरिया का डायरेक्शन ऐसा होगा. देखिए ऊपर की ओर यू कैन सी, इस ऊपर वाला प्लेन वाला जो पोर्शन है, यहाँ पे इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड का डायरेक्शन तो ऐसे ही है, लेकिन फ्लक्स का, सॉरी, इसका इलेक्ट्रिक एरिया वेक्टर का जो डायरेक्शन है, एरिया वेक्टर का डायरेक्शन ऊपर की ओर है. यहाँ पे एरिया वेक्टर भी वही है, उसी डायरेक्शन में जिस डायरेक्शन में आपका इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड है. देखो वी हैव टू कंसीडर ओनली दिस पॉइंट, नॉट दिस पॉइंट Q. तो इस पॉइंट पे गॉस थ्योरम लगाएंगे, तो फाई इक्वल टू ई डी एस, फाई की जगह Q अपॉन एप्सिलॉन नॉट. तो Q उतना चार्ज लेंगे जो कि इतने सिलेंडर के अंदर रहता है. तो कितना रहता है, अब इसका अगर ये ड्यू टू यूनिफॉर्म चार्ज डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन, इसका चार्ज डेंसिटी, लीनियर चार्ज डेंसिटी लैम्डा है, तो लैम्डा इनटू L विल बी योर Q, ओके, चार्ज, एंड देयरफॉर E ds विल बी लैम्डा L अपॉन एप्सिलॉन नॉट. आप देख सकते हैं, बहुत ध्यान से देखिए, रिपीटेडली वीडियो देखिएगा, जिससे कि आपको सारे स्टेप याद हो जाए और नोट्स बना पाए. then E 2 pi epsilon 2 pi RL 2 pi RL क्यों हो गया? क्योंकि इसका जो स्फेरिकल जो सिलिंड्रिकल जो एरिया है गॉसियन सरफेस है उसका कर्व सरफेस कितना होता है? 2 पाई RL। मैं टोटल सरफेस नहीं कर रहा हूँ, खाली कर्व सरफेस बता रहा हूँ। तो 2 पाई RL लग दिया इंटू E, इसकी जगह आ गया यहाँ पर पाई लैम्डा क्यू की जगह और आपका सॉरी लैम्डा L अपॉन एप्सिलॉन नॉट। तो ये टोटल आ गया आपका कितना? E इक्वल टू 1/2 पाई एप्सिलॉन नॉट लैम्डा बाई R। दिस इज हाउ वी डिटरमाइन। हमने देखिए यहाँ पे L कहीं नहीं आ रहा, इसका मतलब कितने भी नंबर इन्फिनिट लॉन्ग भी अगर वायर है देन ऑल्सो वी कैन फाइंड आउट द electric field, okay, due to this charged wire. Clear? Okay, this is first application. Let us take the second application. It is electric field due to a uniformly charged infinite plane. बहुत ही पतला प्लेन है, जैसे आप काफी का पन्ना होता है वैसे बहुत ही पतला। तो उसमें क्या है कि चार्ज आप इधर भी देखेंगे उधर भी चार्ज होगा, और इधर इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड लेंगे तो इसके कारण भी होगा, इस साइड के सरफेस के कारण भी होगा और इसके पीछे वाले सरफेस के कारण भी होगा। तो यू कैन जस्ट ऑब्जर्व दैट द फ्लक्स एट एनी पॉइंट P ऑन एनी साइड ऑफ दिस थिन प्लेट will be due to uniform charge distribution on both surfaces, on both sides of the plane, both surfaces. Therefore, a net electric flux phi equal to EA, that is E वाले एरिया और इधर का से जो इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड बन रहा है प्लस पीछे वाले से भी EA प्लस EA। अगर P इधर ना होके इधर होता तो वहां पर भी आपका इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड सॉरी फ्लक्स इक्वल टू EA प्लस EA होता। तो 2EA आ गया, और इसको अगर इसमें टोटल चार्ज अगर Q है और इसका एरिया आपको A मान के चल रहे हैं तो कितना हो जाएगा? Q अपॉन एप्सिलॉन नॉट, ये फाई के जगह ये इसके जगह लिखेंगे, गॉस थ्योरम के से ये निकलता है 2EA। A तो आपका पूरा एरिया ही है, इसमें कोई इंटीग्रेशन नहीं है बिकॉज वी डोंट नो एग्जैक्टली, इट ऑलरेडी इनफाइनाइट प्लेन। इनफाइनाइट प्लेन में कौन सा फाइनाइट प्लेस लेंगे हमको नहीं मालूम। प्लेन है 2 डायमेंशनल, 1 डायमेंशनल होता तो इंटीग्रेशन हो सकता था, तो 2 डायमेंशनल मामला है तो यहाँ पर इंटीग्रेशन विल बी वेरी कॉम्प्लिकेटेड। देयरफॉर वी टेक वेरी generalized figure that is EA plus EA only, that's all. It is very very thin plane, just like transparent plastic, or just like mica sheet, or just like what we call tracing paper. This is like this, okay. One side is charged and other side is also charged, and any side whenever we take flux we take the contribution from this side as well as that side. The same thing we done here. Now after this, then Q upon this, ultimately we get E equal to 1/2 epsilon naught Q upon A। Q upon A क्या होता है? ये होता है आपका सरफेस चार्ज डेंसिटी, पहले लिखा हुआ है। फिर सरफेस चार्ज डेंसिटी सिग्मा, चार्ज पर यूनिट एरिया, ओके, चार्ज पर यूनिट एरिया का सिग्मा लिखिए तो सिग्मा अपॉन 2 एप्सिलॉन नॉट। तो इस टाइप से आपने देखा कि इलेक्ट्रिक फ्लक्स का भी आपने निकाला गॉस थ्योरम से। ध्यान रखिएगा कि जब गॉस थ्योरम को प्रूव करते तो हम इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड का स्टैंडर्ड फॉर्मूला लेके चलते हैं कि इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड एट ए पॉइंट इज 1/4 पाई एप्सिलॉन 0 Q अपॉन R स्क्वायर, उसको लेकर गॉस थ्योरम को प्रूव करते हैं। लेकिन इसके बाद जब गॉस थ्योरम में प्रूव हो जाता है तो सारे फॉर्मूला में हम लोग को क्या करना पड़ता है, सारे एप्लीकेशंस में हम लोग या तो गॉसियन सरफेस को हम लोग एक अंदर से इमेजिन करके मानना पड़ता है, कोई कंस्ट्रक्ट करना पड़ता है जो कि उसको सराउंड करे, और बहुत बड़ा इनफाइनाइट शीट है तो उसमें से एकदम छेद करके देखिए गॉसियन सरफेस निकाला गया, बिकॉज इट इज इम्पॉसिबल टू सराउंड इवन सच ए बिगर सरफेस। तो हमने निकाला और उसमें से हमने एक इमेजिन सरफेस पॉइंट तक इम्पोर्टेंट पॉइंट भी मान लिया जो सरफेस एरिया ds को दिखा रहा है। और यहाँ पर क्या है, एक सिलेंडर ले लिया हमने, और एक सिलेंडर के ये क्या गॉसियन सिलेंडर है जो कि अपने आप से आपने खुद ही कंस्ट्रक्ट किया। इसका लेंथ को फाइनाइट लिया, L ले लिया, और रेडियस उतने रखा जहाँ पर जितने लेंथ पे आपको डिस्टेंस पे निकालना था, तो ये कर लिए। तो दिस इज हाउ वी डिफाइन Gauss theorem and other, and we will have a lot of questions based on CBSE board pattern that will be discussed in the separate notes given. Okay, with that we are completed in this topic, and next time we will take absolutely new thing that will be the next chapter. Okay, thank you.